Hey, what's up gamers? James here. I just wanted to make a quick video today and talk about some of the new video game announcements that occurred over the weekend and some of the new trailers, they showed off at the Spike VGA Awards. I want to talk about Alan Wake American Nightmare, which is a game I'm really excited for. It's coming out for Xbox Live Arcade next year, and it's basically, I don't know if it's like a spin-off or, just like an extension to the original game Alan Wake that came out last year for the 360, and it just looks like it's going to be even crazier and even more action-packed than the original game, which I'm really looking forward to because I loved the original Alan Wake, and I definitely recommend it. If you haven't played that game, play it. It's an action horror game, and if you don't like horror games, it's definitely a great gateway into the horror genre, I guess. It's not necessarily super scary, but it's it'll do enough to make you jump when you're playing the game. But I definitely enjoyed it, and you should definitely check it out and check out American Nightmare, because I'm really hoping that this does good, and so the studio Remedy Entertainment ends up making a proper sequel for the game. But yeah, on to the next game. Fortnite is Epic Games' new game that they're doing, and it's coming out, I believe, next year. And it's a big departure from the games that they usually create, because they created Gears of War and Unreal Tournament, those type of big, macho shooters. In this game, from the trailer they showed off, just looks like a big departure from that type of game. It's very cartoony, and they're saying it's going to be a tower defense game, but they also said Minecraft really inspired them in making this game. So yeah, you can definitely expect to see a bunch of building, and just by looking at the trailer you can see during the day, when it's daytime, they're building like defenses and things like that, and then once it turns night, that's when the zombies or the monsters attack, and that's when you gotta hold your ground. And so that's just that in and of itself is like Minecraft, and I wonder, I'm curious to see what other aspects of the game is influenced by Minecraft. So when I first seen the trailer, I was a little underwhelmed. I thought it was gonna be like a big AAA title, and it still might be, but I'm definitely not gonna brush it off just yet. But I'm definitely not super excited. I just gotta wait to see more. So the next game I want to talk about is The Last of Us, and that game's being developed by Naughty Dog, the creators behind the Uncharted series, and it looks really interesting. Again, it's not a game that I'm gonna brush off or get myself super excited for, but from what I saw of the trailer, it looked pretty interesting. There were two characters. There's a teenage girl who looked a lot like Ellen Page from Juno and Inception, and there was an older gentleman. And basically, I guess the older gentleman was in a fight with seemed like a regular human being, another person. He was in a fight with them, and he basically, I guess, knocked him out or killed him or whatever, and started pillaging from his body, and they took, ammo from him. And as soon as they took ammo, they heard that, like these zombie type creatures were coming after him, so they tried to hide or whatever, and basically, like a fight ensues against a zombie, and after that, Ellen Page is saying, this is what every day is like, fighting for survival. And just from the trailer, it seems like, those two characters are not only fighting against the zombies, but they're also fighting against other humans. It basically seems like, to me, it's going to be every man for himself type of game, which should be pretty interesting. So it's definitely a game I'm going to keep my eye on. Now the last game I want to talk about is Tony Hawk's Pro Skater HD, and I'm super excited for it because I was a huge fan of the original Pro Skater games when they first came out in the late 90s, early 2000s. apparently this game is gonna mix the first 2 Pro Skater games together, and you know, make it for an epic Tony Hawk game, I guess. Which is fine by me because, you know, the first 2 games were probably my favorites out of all of Tony Hawk games. And you know, like, the music in it was just great, and it's just, I'm so glad that they're bringing it back, because, you know, just thinking about it now, it's like huge nostalgia for me. I remember playing it, you know, at my cousin's house on their PlayStation, you know, just all the time, and just like the big over-the-top tricks and stunts that you had to pull off, you know, to complete each level, and you know, do all these challenges, and you know, collect all the Tony Hawk, what are they called, like the Tony Hawk letters or whatever, in order to pass these challenges and move on to the next level. And it was just amazing. Like, I'm really excited that they're bringing it back, and they even, you know, announced that it's only gonna be $15, which to me, that's a steal. That's you know, $15 for 2 amazing games in one. That's a steal. So I'm super excited for that, and so that's pretty much all the games that I really want to talk about. You know, there were a bunch of other games that I'm pretty excited for that were shown off at the Video Game Awards, like Mass Effect 3 and BioShock Infinite. But those are games, you know, like the trailers they showed were pretty much nothing really new, especially the BioShock Infinite. It just seemed like it was a bunch of footage that was already shown, just put together behind some, you know, sad music. But, you know, I'm super excited for that game regardless. And Mass Effect 3, you know, it was some new footage, but at the same time, it wasn't too much to get me even more excited than I am for the game. Like, it's seriously probably my most anticipated game of 2012. So, you know, there's nothing else that you can really show me that's gonna get me even more pumped about the game. But yeah, that's pretty much all I wanted to talk about, and thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you all next time.